Hey everybody, Mr. Brad with my brother Mr. Joe. We're the Balloon Brothers, and we're here today with another free tutorial. The other day my brother posted an awesome LOL doll on Facebook, and the reaction that we got was crazy. So Mr. Joe is going to teach us the LOL doll. Mr. Joe?
Hey guys, Mr. Joe here to teach you that awesome LOL doll that we did the other day. We really appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been giving us, and the more that we show pieces and things like that, and the more love that you guys show, we'll try to help you guys out by making a little bit condensed version so you guys can do them. Maybe sometimes for line work, maybe not for line work, but this one's a really awesome, easy design that you can do. And without further ado, let's go get making this LOL doll. So the first balloon you're going to need is a 260 gold. I prefer the new chrome gold because they just look really awesome. And we're going to blow it up probably 3/4 of the way. Just blow it up. And then we're going to make 2 pinch twists in this balloon. So we're going to make, actually let's make them small pinch twists. So maybe half of a finger bubble. Sorry, Mr. Brad.
That's okay.
2 pinch twists. And then we're going to make a small bubble, but we're going to squeeze air so it's soft. So we're going to make a small bubble, maybe 3 fingers long. And then we're going to make 2 more pinch twists, same size as the other side. So make sure that they're small ones. Everything is good. You should have this right here. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to come across this part, but we're going to make it slightly longer than this bubble. Make sure it's soft. So measure it, make sure it's slightly longer. And then we're going to wrap it into the pinch twist right there. Make sure you straighten everything out. And then we're going to come down maybe 3 fingers, a little bit less, and make a pinch twist. So we're going to make a bubble, a small bubble, and then a pinch twist. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to make sure that this bubble is just slightly longer than these bubbles that are above it. So just slightly longer. And then we're going to make another pinch twist right here, just like we did on this side. Excuse me. Should have almost a square now. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to match this bubble here and bring it into this right here, the juncture where the pinch twists are. Wrap it around a couple times. This is a trick I use when I don't want to tie something off. Everybody does it, but I always make sure I wrap a few times and then through an opposite direction that I was wrapping. Break it, but save it because we're going to need this. So we're going to save this for a minute. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to take our silver or our gray balloon. It doesn't matter which one you have. And we're going to blow this one up about halfway, 3/4. It doesn't matter. We're only going to use a little bit of this right here. Put that to the side, and then take a brown 260 mocha, deluxe chocolate, whatever you guys are looking for. It doesn't matter what color you have, just as long as it's a light brown.
Caramel.
And then we're going to blow this up about halfway, a little bit more. Oh, that was my gold. I'm going to save that one for later. Oops. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to clip the little end off of this nozzle so that it's more clean. And then we're going to make a very small bubble, like very small, maybe a finger and a half bubble. And then we're going to make a very small pinch twist, very, very small. The proportions on this mean a lot, so make sure it's a very small bubble with an even smaller bubble that we're going to pinch twist. And then once you have that, that's going to be the starter of her hands. And then we want to squeeze it to make sure it's soft and that it's a little bit smaller than it was blown up before. And then we're going to cap it off about right here. And then we're going to bring it into the side that has the 2 bubbles on top. The bottom part, I'll refer to this as the bottom and this is the top.
You can see that the top has a smaller, and then it's kind of like a little bell.
Let's say 3/4 fingers for this bubble here. And then we're going to attach it to where the 2 pinch twists are. And your pinch twist should sit perfectly, pushing the arm out like that. Oh, Mr. Brad's got it in there. And then what we're going to do is, on the back side, we're going to squeeze the balloon and make sure there's no air in it, like this. And then we're going to drag it to the other side right here. This is just to save time so that you don't have to break the balloon and retie and everything. This little pullover technique, you won't even notice it. When you tuck it in, you won't ever know it's there. So then what we're going to do is, we're going to match this bubble and the pinch twist and the bubble and make the opposite arm. Now remember, proportions are always key, so try to make the bubbles match the same size if you can, and try to keep everything symmetrical. And then this is another trick that I do when I twist too, to cut myself off from having to hold two different things off. I know that I'm going to break it here, but I'll make a pinch twist and twist it 3 or 4 times around. This will make sure that when I break it, the pinch twist is not going to go anywhere, and then I can focus on tying this part because we're going to save this too. Remember, if you can, use as much of the balloon as you can to save yourself money and stock, and also help on trash that goes on the floor. And then we're going to tie off that little bubble right here. So we almost got her torso structure fully put together now. Clip off that other little nozzle to make sure it's clean. Then we have her arms and the top of her dress. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our other 260, that's gold, and I blew up earlier and it was supposed to be brown, but we're going to take our 260, blow it up about halfway, 3/4. We're only going to use this a tiny amount. So we're going to make 2 pinch twists, small ones. 2 pinch twists, and then we're going to make a bubble that's maybe 2 fingers, very small one. The key is small here. And then we're going to match that bubble, bringing it down here. And then once you have your 2 bubbles and your 2 pinch twists, what we're going to do is we're going to pull this around tightly though. We don't want these to be big. We want these to be cute. You can also squeeze it to make it a little smaller. You want them to be very cute and small. So you have 2 pinch twists, 2 bubbles, and a small flower petal that's very soft going over it. And these are going to be the shoes. So what I'm going to do is make a small spacer bubble and then make 2 more pinch twists just like we did on the other side. This is also saving me time from having to snap the balloon and make 2 separate shoes. This way it'll all be just attached together and it'll save you time in the long run. So we're going to make 2 bubbles and the flower petal over it just like we did on this one over here. And remember, keeping your proportions and your sizes and everything symmetrical is always key to making everything look super awesome and super tight and clean. Please don't think that we're trying to sound rude or pushy when we say that. We're only trying to encourage you guys to practice keeping your symmetry and your bubble sizes the same. As you see, I'm readjusting to make sure that everything is nice, because it really makes a difference. And we're going to save this if we can. If you can, save this, because you never know when you're going to need it, and we may need it. So when you have all your pinch twists and your 2 bubbles with your flower petals and everything ready to go, what we're going to do now is we're going to grab the brown that we had earlier. And here's another trick I'm going to show you. After you tear a balloon and break it, it's usually less inflated than what it was when you first blew it up. So what I do is I grab the tail end of it and I squeeze the air to give it some more of that lush, thick bubble that we had earlier. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take that mocha and attach it right into the side point, because this is going to be our leg. Don't worry about the nozzle or anything, it's all going to be hidden in a couple minutes. So then what we're going to do is we're going to make a stubby leg, where I'll say maybe a hand's width, because a lot of this is going to get hidden in a second. And then what we're going to do is, whatever side you decide the body's on, we're going to attach the shoe to that side of the body. So now we have our body and our shoes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing like up here, where we pull, squeeze the air out, and bring it back over here to save ourselves time. Time, stock, everything. Once again, we really appreciate the support, guys. You guys have been really awesome, and we have a ridiculous amount of stuff coming for you guys. Please just be patient and bear with us, and I promise we'll get you guys set up.
Thank you, Mr. Joe, for sharing these awesome balloons with us.
No problem. This is what we do for a living, and we love what we do for a living. So we're going to match this same bubble, and if you have to, remember to squeeze on the tail end to make the air match this side right here. So when we have our same size bubbles, we're going to bring it back into this pinch twist on the opposite side of the dress. Pop it. I don't think we need that. I literally just came up with this smaller design yesterday, so bear with me. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, we have this right here. This is where we're at, the arms, the top of the dress, other arms, shoes. And remember to readjust them, get them all set wherever you want perfectly. And then we're going to take a black 260. Oops, I have a mocha for some reason. That's
a mocha too.
That's
sir.
a mocha too.
Good.
Oh, here's the black right here. Wow. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, first we're gonna take our gold, the longer one that we saved from earlier, and we're gonna wrap it around this area. We're just gonna do a big flower petal, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that the nozzle meets in the very middle of where this is. So that's important, and you wanna make sure that the dress is over these pinch twists. Better angle so you can see it. It's sitting over the pinch twist, and then you wanna tie it around.
So we're hiding the pinch twist.
Yes, we're hiding these pinch twists right now.
Now, when you do this part, make sure that your knot is tight wrapped around it, because if your knot is on the other side of the tie, it's going to drift apart. That knot has to be tightly installed. If it's on the other side of the tie, it's going to drift.
So once we have it tied in the back, we're going to just tie it off. If you want to get rid of the scrap, you can. I always like my pieces to be super clean no matter how they are. And then we're going to take that other piece of gold balloon that we had from earlier. My balloon popped, so I used a different gold for the wrap around, but you should have enough to just wrap around there and have a little bit left. And then this is from that other gold, and we're just going to make a small flower petal about that big, about 2 or 3 fingers, and then tie it off. Get rid of the junk. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place this flower petal inside here to give her a belly shape. Like a cute little stout belly shape right there. So now, once we have that, now we're going to take our black 260 and we're going to make 2 pinch twists. And we're going to make the bottom section of her dress. So this is the top section, and then we're going to make the lower section right now. So make sure those pinch twists are under or inside that bubble right there. That's very important because those are going to be hidden in a second. So then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the black, but we're going to make sure that the pinch twist ends up in the dead center of the sculpture, and we're going to wrap her around. But you want to make sure that it's really squeezed out of air and it's really soft, and you want to pull it really tight so that it's really close to the sculpture, almost actually inside more than the gold is. So the gold is sticking out more, and there's a reason for that, because we're going to, after we're attached in the back, we're going to actually come back around again a little bit above that black one, and this is going to make our dress stick out more and have more of a puff to it. And then we're going to wrap it around those pinch twists. Yep, so Mr. Brad's just bringing it back around just like this.
Thank you, sir. Pop it?
Yes, we can pop it. So now this is what we have right here. Now mind you, you can do this really fast if you practice it. You should be, not saying that this is line work, but just above line work, you should be able to crush this out.
You
And
got
then
nobody at the restaurant?
we're gonna grab a white 160, and we're gonna let out some air and leave some string right there, because that's really important in a second. And then we're gonna make 2 pinch twists, very small. And when I say small, I mean like almost the size of your fingernail small. 2 of them. Super, super small. Small is the very big key here. And here, we're gonna make 2 flower petals almost as wide as your finger. It's really important, guys, that these are super small. And then we're gonna make 2 of those because we're making little bows for the shoes. You don't have to do this, but this is just a little extra flair. Remember to wrap around multiple times so you can break it without having to worry about anything coming undone. Do the same thing where you're leaving a whole bunch of string, and I'm squeezing the air back to the front so that there's an even amount of air. String, 2 small pinch twists, 2 small flower petals. And remember, you can always match them. Make sure they're matching. And if you want, there's options in the video. If you click below, there's an option where you can slow down the video speed. And if you want, that would be a really easy, helpful way for you to just slow down and watch what we're doing. We're trying to condense this as much time as we can while still telling you what we're doing. So the reason why I did this little string is because what I'm going to do is I want the bows to stay here on the fronts of the shoes, but I don't want to use glue. We're going to use glue later, but I don't want to use it all over the place. So that little string, if I feed it through this little area in front of the bubble and pull down, make sure it's set properly, pull down, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pull it back to the pinch twist and then wrap it and just let it go. Now this will allow you to adjust it wherever you want, but now she has cute little bows on the front of her shoes. Now we have cute little bows. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our silver, which you don't even need this much. We're only using a very tiny amount. And we're going to attach it right into here. Sorry about that, guys. And we're going to make a small flower petal over the pinch twist. It's very important that you get the flower petal over the pinch twist so that it creates like this little puff of the dress. Bandit. Stop, buddy. So that we have a little mini flower petal over that pinch twist right there. Hey, my wife just showed up. Hey, babe. So what I'm doing is I'm making another flower petal. Same size. It's crucial that it's the same size. And then I'm tearing this right over right here. Sorry about the noise, guys. My dog goes nuts whenever somebody comes home. So the whole point is to have these pinch twists sitting right here with the silver going over one of the pinch twists and the other pinch twist holding everything solid into the structure like that. So now we have our shoulder things, and then what we're going to work on now is the head. So you can either use a 5-inch quick link or Link-A-Loom, or you can use a 5-inch round. I usually use rounds because they're cheaper, and I don't have a problem sidewall bubbling, which is what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is blow it up a lot, then let some air out so that it's softer, and then I'm going to make sure that my nozzle's tied very close to the sculpture right here. Very close to the sculpture like this. And then what I'm going to do is, either take, I'm using fuchsia, Mr. Brad's going to use rose gold. You're going to blow that up about 3/4 of the way. Wait, but you're going to want to leave a little bit of string, and I'll show you why later. You want as much string on the 5-inch and this as you can, and tie them very close, nozzle to nozzle together, like this. I tie twice, so nothing comes undone. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to make a small spacer bubble. You guys know I love the spacer bubbles. Then we're going to make any size bubble and pinch twist. Nothing too big, just a regular size bubble. And then we're going to look for the center of our head, and I'm going to squeeze it and make a sidewall bubble out of it. A Link-A-Loom will be easier for people who have trouble sidewall bubbling. But I've done it so many times, it's like second nature. So I'm going to bring up my hair up here, and I'm going to attach it into that sidewall bubble. And I'm going to show you guys a trick I just thought of the other day for doing hair.
This is awesome.
There's a young lady named Jackie. I don't want to butcher her last name, but she's one of the best balloon artists ever. She's amazing. And the hair that she does on her sculptures is crazy. And I have never been able to do sweet hair. I just never put myself to it. So as I'm doing it, I'm like, what can I do to give myself an advantage to make sweet hair like that with not going into all the effort? So what I did was, after I make this first bubble, I'm going to come down and make a small bubble and then match the bubble down here so that I give myself a little bit of space in between. I'm going to match it on this side too. So bubble, small bubble, and then attach it back into that sidewall bubble. And the reason why I do this is, this allows me to place the hair. I can feed the hair now through that little spot, and it gives me a point to where the hair will stay there. So if I want some really cool angle or something on the hair, that little piece right here is going to help me keep all the hair in place right there. So what I'm going to do is bring some hair down just a little bit into that bubble, and then I'm going to shock twist it. And all I'm doing right now is filling in the back of the head. And then what I'm doing is making sure the balloon's in between the bubbles, popping it, tying it off. So I'm going to take our other 260 of fuchsia or rose gold, whatever you have. And what I'm going to do is make sure you remember that your nozzles are your downside. So what I'm going to do now is tie it to the pinch twist at the bottom. Oh, I'm going to come from the other side actually. I'm going to come from this side over. I'm going to bring this over right here. You can also hide this sidewall bubble by tucking it in back there. I'm going to bring this in between these bubbles right here. Pull tight, squeeze, whatever you have to do, and then bring it back into that pinch twist so it's like one big loop. And then what we're going to do is we're going to save this because we're going to use it. And then what we want to do is tie the other end of that so that no air escapes from this chamber to this chamber right here. And then what we're going to do with this is get rid of the junk, and we are going to curl it as best as you can. And then we're going to take a piece of U-glue. We seriously highly recommend this stuff. It's super amazing and easy. All I do is just pop the glue on, make sure the pressure gets all corners of the glue dot thing. And then I'm going to press with pressure, put on pressure just for 1 second. The hair is there now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip this right here inside in between these bubbles right here and pull it all the way down to the pinch twist. So you want that little bit of string. I'm feeding it back through here. Oh. And then I'm attaching it to the pinch twist. So only one piece of glue, and that'll get you that, and then pulling that through the two balloons and then the pinch twist. This piece of hair right here is going to stabilize everything. So you're able to add that awesome little squirrel curl, and everything will look super beautiful. You can readjust the hair. If you don't like the way anything looks, I think she looks gorgeous like that right now. Oh, I just noticed that my silver balloon deflated slightly. So remake it. Whoop. And then what we're going to do with these two is, these two little pieces right here, we're going to feed them through these two bubbles right there. Both of them. And the reason for both of them is, once we get them through that little bubble, pull down as tight as you can, and then separate them so you have two nozzles on each side, and just wrap it around one time. You don't even have to go crazy. You don't even have to technically wrap it all the way around. once the nozzle's blocking an angle, you're good to go. So straighten her all out. Make sure her belly's in there. Make sure her arms are out. Pull her face to the front. So now you have a beautiful, awesome L.O.L doll. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add an optional necklace, which is a 160 black. And I'm going to do 2 small pinch twists. I'll have Mr. Brad do it a different way, just so you can see there's 2 ways you could do it. Now you can either go and just make a round, pull her head a little bit. Don't worry, it's all tied in. And you could just make a round little loop for the necklace. But what I did was, I made little bubbles. I made like 6 bubbles. So you got 2, 3, 4.
Which way do you want me to do it?
5, 6. Do it with the straight one. And then what we'll do is, here, let me get you one.
I got it. We can fix this.
And then I'm going to put it around her neck, lifting up just a little bit. And then I'm reattaching it to those 2 pinch twists in the back. Once you're done, now you have a ridiculously cute, awesome L.O.L base to work off of. Super fun, super cute, super fast if you practice at it. This hair design that I created, I think is ultra amazing and ultra versatile. Please use it. Show me your creation inside. And this is the cheating easy way, or you could do the little bit better way when you have a little bit more time. But this is the Balloon Brothers with a really awesome L.O.L doll for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you use it. I hope your customers love it. Thanks again so much for the love and support.
Yep.
Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share. We've had a few people in previous videos ask if they can leave us a tip or something. So after this video, we're going to leave you guys our PayPal link below, so you guys can send us a tip if you guys feel so the need to. We thank you guys so much again from the bottom of our hearts. We ask that you stay tuned, keep supporting, and look out for all the awesome stuff coming. This is the Balloon Brothers, signing out.